Hello guys, welcome back to my channel Automation Hub Sarthak, and in this video we will learn about hooks in Cucumber. I have already done this in my Hindi playlist, but this is an important video. Those who want to watch in English, please follow this very carefully. This is an important topic from an interview perspective as well. How much we use it in actual framework is again debatable, but we tend to use it. There are a lot of things that we get to do in it. Okay, so let me directly jump into code and explain what exactly it is. Why do we use hooks, and what are the basic necessity of using hooks and everything. It is predominantly giving you an execution priority. This is an execution order, to be very precise. Okay, so let's jump into the code. So what I've done is I've created a feature file over here. It's a very simple feature file. I've already added a background as well. Okay, it simply says I'm validating login and logout of multiple URLs. And what are the URLs? First and foremost, I'm validating Rediff login. Okay, and the other one I'm validating Yahoo login and logout. As simple as that. So these steps were common, so I've used background. If you watch my previous video, I did give you the concept of background. So I've just created a small feature file, and what I've done is I have matched the glue code of this feature file in the step definition file over here. I've already done that. Okay, because if I start doing each and everything here, matching the glue code and all, it will take a lot of time. So you guys can just follow this. Okay, you can see the matching glue code over here, which I've already done. Now, the very first important thing which I'm going to tell you, there are three types of hooks basically. The first one is the scenario hook. Scenario hook is, as the name suggests, there is a before and after hook, and each before hook will execute before each scenario, and after hook will execute after each scenario. And in our case we have two scenarios. This is one scenario, this is the other scenario. So technically when we're using before hook, point number one, when we'll be using before hook and after hook, it will act accordingly. So let us just showcase. So what you have to do, you have to go ahead in your step definition file, and you can write here before this annotation, and you can write public void before hook. Simple. I'll just write this is before hook. Simple. And then I'll write after hook. See, you can write after hook either after the steps, or you can write it here. It doesn't matter. I'll write it here. Public void after hook. This is after hook. So just given two hooks, before hook and after hook, as I said, which occurs before and after each scenario. So we'll execute the runner file and we'll see how this exactly works. Let's wait for the output. Okay, see, our output is here, and if you see this scenario, this is the first scenario, the login and logout of Rediff. This is before hook, and then all the steps, and this is after hook. Okay, so this is how this thing works: before hook, after hook, as simple as that. And there is no hard and fast rule that you can only have one before hook and one after hook for one particular step definition file. No, you can have multiple before hooks. Let's say, for example, I'll create one more before hook. So public void before hook 2, I'll name it. Control C, Control V. I will make this one public hook 1. This one I'll make it before hook 1, and this one I'll make it before hook 2. Okay. Similarly, I'll make this one after hook 1, and I'll copy paste the same, and I'll change this to after hook 2. That's it. So now in this particular step definition file, I have two before hooks and two after hooks. As simple as that. There could be multiple, right? So I'll go and execute this particular runner file again. Let's wait for the output. We'll see the output is here. You can see very clearly that this is before hook 2, this is before hook 1, this is after hook 1, and this is after hook 2. Now the question here is, why did before hook 2 came into picture first? Rather, before hook 1 should come into picture first. Why did this one get executed? See, Cucumber does not have any execution criteria unless and until you mark certain constraints. If you want before hook 1 to be executed before hook 2, you will have to give an order of execution, which is, you want to give it here order equal to 1, as simple as that. And this one you can give order equal to 2. Simple like that. You gave order of execution for before. We'll not do it for after, we'll do it only for before, and then we'll see that. Right now, in the previous run, you saw that before hook 2 got executed first. Now you have given order of execution, right? You have given this one 0, given this one 1, given this one 2. See, remember, for before hook, order of execution, the lesser the earlier. What means, if you give this one 0 and give this one 1, the lesser value, the lesser order value will get executed first. As simple as that. I'm just giving here 1 and 2. Okay. So now let's execute and let's wait for the output. See, now it took into consideration the ordering part. Earlier what was happening was, before hook 2 was coming into picture. Okay, now there is one more catch. When you can do the ordering of before hooks, similarly you can do the ordering of after hooks. So let's say, for example, you want to order after hooks, and this one after hook 1 you want to execute first. So in this condition, this order of execution changes for after hook. See, exactly opposite. If you want this one after hook to get executed first, that will have a higher order number. Okay, the one with a lower order number will get executed later. Now you will see, after hook 1 will get executed first, after hook 2 will get executed second. So let's run this. Let's wait for the output. Okay, see, before hook 1, before hook 2, correct, after hook 1, after hook 2. If you really want to see, you can debate, even though we did not give any sort of order in after hooks and before hooks in the previous run, even then this is what it was coming. So now with order you can manipulate. Let's say, for example, you do a certain manipulation, you do it 1 and you do it 2. Now you will see, after hook 2 will get executed first. So let's see, because you have changed the ordering, right? See, wait for the output. See, so typically the greater the order value, the earlier the execution is. In case of after hook, exactly opposite of before hook. Remember this. Okay, I'm turning it back to the way it was. Okay, so now we have learnt about scenario hooks, before and after. We learned little bit about order of execution. Okay, among the conditional hooks. So we just gave a small condition. Now let's understand this second types of hooks, which is known as step hooks. It happens before and after each step. So let's go back to our feature file. You will see this is a scenario. Okay, but these are the steps. So if, let's say, for example, you want to execute after given, before given and after given, before and after and, so those hooks are known as step hooks. And there are two types of step hooks, before step hook and after step hook. So let's go ahead and make them. So I'll write before step, public void before step hook Similarly, I will create another one which will be after step. So this is after step hook. I will save it, go to runner file, execute. We'll wait for the output. Okay, now see what happens here. Before hook gets executed first. Okay, both the before hooks got executed first, followed by the before step hook. Then each and every step comes, then there is that after step hook. This is how it actually works. Now let us try something like, we'll have multiple step hooks. We'll not have only one step hooks, we'll have multiple step hooks. Like we had multiple before hooks, we'll have multiple before step hooks. So I'll make this one before step hook 1 and this one I'll make it 2. Fine. Similarly, I'll make this one after step hook 1, after step hook 2. Simple. Let's go ahead, run. Let's wait for the proper output. Now you see, before step hook 2, before step hook 1. But the thing is, you want to again give it an orderly fashion, so you'll have to again pass the order. Before step hook 1, you can make order equals to 1, and this one you can make order equals to 2. Similarly, for after step hook 1, you can give order. This is in decreasing order because it is after step. Similarly, order equals to 1. Sorry. Now you can see this is a previous execution done. Just remember. Okay. Now it will change because you have given order in step hooks as well. Let's wait for the output. Now even step hooks are following the exact order of your execution. You see, this is for this step, this is for this step, this is for this step. Exactly the order of execution is actually being followed. Okay. Now we understood about before step hook and after step hook, and always remember, this is also an interview question. They'll ask you this question: before hook gets executed first, or before step hook gets executed first? The answer is before hook always get executed first. Before step does not. Always this one will get executed. Similarly, they'll ask you, what about the after hook? See, in this particular case, after step hook will get executed first, followed by the after hook, because this is after the scenario. So try and understand, first that step will get executed, then only this will get executed. So this is a very common interview question and try to confuse you, but just use your logic. It's not that difficult, it's very simple. Okay, people do tend to ask this thing. Someone who is good in Cucumber and who has in-depth knowledge about these steps, the different kinds of hooks, so they'll unnecessarily try to confuse you and act smart. You have to be smarter. Now this thing is done. Now there is one more thing which I did not tell you. Okay, we learnt about this part, we learnt about the hooks, step hooks part, we learnt about how to give orderly execution values for both the hooks, both the step hooks and normal hooks. Now we have certain conditional hooks that we need to associate them with tags. Now what do you mean by associating them with tags? So let's say, for example, you want a before hook to get associated with this particular tag. Rediff login, logout, Control C. So you can directly give something like this. You can directly tag it. Now this is giving an error because this gentleman is there. If this gentleman does not exist, then this error will go away. But you can use like this also. You cannot give order and this one will work. Okay, but I want to give order as well, and I want to use the hooks as well. Then what you need to do, just give value. That's it. This is done. This is a very important interview question, little in depth. Generally people will not ask, but if someone asks you, you'll get stuck here. So in case he says, okay, there is a particular hook wherein I want to give that a certain value, to associate it with a tag, as well have an orderly execution. So what should I do? You will have to say that you have to use this particular keyword value equal to that particular tag and get your code executed, get your hook executed. As simple as that. So let's say, for example, this one, you want to use this particular hook, Yahoo login logout. So here you can write value equal to, put this gentleman in string, and simple. So this is how this thing will work. So this is about before hooks, after hooks, and how do you do an orderly fashion of all these things. I hope you liked my session, and this is an important topic. If you did, please do not forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much. Sathak here, signing off.